Feeling stuck with your postpartum weight loss? Maybe it's been a year, 2 years, 10 years since you've had your babies and you are struggling to lose weight and you're wondering what the heck is going on. You're not alone and you are not broken. In this episode, I'm going to be sharing the 3 biggest reasons moms don't see results and what to do instead. It's time to stop hustling harder and start supporting your body the way it deserves. Enjoy today's episode. Feeling exhausted, overwhelmed, or like you've lost yourself in the postpartum chaos? Whether you're 4 weeks postpartum, 2 years in, or done having babies, you deserve to feel like yourself again. Hey mama, I'm Val, a functional sports dietitian, postpartum fitness coach, and a mama who understands exactly what you're going through. Welcome to the Strong and Nourished Mama podcast, where you'll find simple, science-backed strategies to heal your core, rebuild strength, and restore your energy without the overwhelm. If you're ready to go from depleted to strong, nourished, and unstoppable, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Hey mama, real quick, I have something super fun coming up and I want to share it with you because I'm super excited. The Strong and Nourished Mama podcast turns 1 in November 11th, and I am ready to celebrate. So I put something special together just for you. I put together this special giveaway and I cannot share all the details quite yet, but trust me, you're going to want to make sure that you are subscribed and that you are ready because in 2 weeks, it's going to open up and there's only going to be a limited amount of time for you to be able to submit everything to be able to win the contest and get the giveaway prize, which is super, super fun. So I will tell you more in the next couple weeks. So stay tuned. Next week, I'm going to be giving all the details for the giveaway. And then the following week, everything is going to open up for you to be able to submit what you need to be able to win the contest and get the goodies. So stay tuned for that. Now, let's jump into today's episode. You've cleaned up your diet, you've added in your workouts, you've added in your strength, maybe you've even cut calories or carbohydrates, and yet the scale won't budge. And we talked about this earlier this month about different ways we can actually track progress without using the scale, but sometimes we're still stepping on the scale, right? Maybe it's every so often. And it's frustrating, right? You're very frustrated with all of the things that you're doing, you're staying consistent, and you're like, Val, why isn't the scale moving? Why isn't the number moving? Now, again, as we talked about a couple weeks ago, there's more that goes into it, okay? But here's the thing, postpartum weight loss, whether it's a year after having your baby, 10 years after having your baby, it isn't the same as any other weight loss journey, any other time of your life. Your hormones, your metabolism, your stress levels, and your recovery all play a role. And often it's not about working harder, it's about working smarter and supporting your body in the right ways. I remember working with a client who was exercising 5 days a week and eating what she thought was the perfect diet. She was exhausted, she was frustrated, and she was totally ready to give up. She was like, I'm over this. And when we looked deeper, we realized she was under eating significantly, especially protein. She wasn't sleeping well, which I know as moms, sleep can be on and off. And she was relying on cardio without the strength training. Once we made small adjustments to her nutrition, we added in more fuel, we prioritized protein, and we prioritized recovery. We focused on strength. Her body finally started responding. And it wasn't just in 2 weeks. We gave her like 6 months to be able to focus on the things that we integrated, and she started to see these changes. It wasn't that she wasn't trying hard enough. It was that her body needed a different approach. We're totally different after we have babes. And especially with the stress and the lack of sleep. Like when I was in the midst with my husband, we were potty training and I was asking him, oh my gosh, we were laying in bed. I was like, why am I so exhausted? Like mentally, like I am exhausted. I feel like it's so much harder to do all of the other things. What is going on? And he was like, I think it's the potty training. Like it's taking a lot out of us. And that may sound silly, but like those first, especially that first week, the first 2 weeks, you're in hell. You're like, what is happening? And it's just a lot, like your brain constantly has to be focusing on something that it hasn't had to focus on. And so, yeah, I was exhausted. I was totally exhausted. And then the stress of course, doing that, potty training and being a mom and cooking and cleaning and grocery shopping and running my private practice and the podcast and working full time and corporate wellness, like that takes a toll. And over the summer, I realized like after the summer ended, like, oh my gosh, I was go, and so much stress. Even though I was staying consistent for the most part with everything, I could totally feel it. I could totally feel it, and I could totally see it too, especially if I did step on the scale. So today we're going to talk about 3 common mistakes moms make, and we're going to dive into all of the details. Okay, so this is after you're having a baby. So whether it's within the first year postpartum or it's years beyond that, okay? Mistake number 1, under eating and low energy availability. I've talked about this on the podcast before, and it is so important and it is so easy to undereat. I was doing it. I was doing it because I was wondering, okay, what is going on? Like my exercise is increased. Okay, stress is increased. Why am I not seeing the results that I'm wanting to see? Oh, I'm not eating enough. And so many moms are the same way. They're running on empty without realizing it. When you don't eat enough to fuel your body's needs, everything that you are asking of your body, you create what's called low energy availability. This means your body doesn't have enough energy, it doesn't have enough calories to cover the basics, just the basics. Hormone balance, recovery, milk supply if you're breastfeeding, metabolism, supporting the exercise that you're doing. Maybe you're getting what feels like 1,000,000 steps a day and you're go, go, go. Like you're not able to cover the basics. And so it starts slowing down. Instead of burning fat, your body may hold on to it. Your body feels threatened. Your body's like, yo, I'm not getting what I need. I need this amount of calories. She's only giving me, she's like, I'm in a pretty significant deficit. And she's asking me to exercise and run and be a mom and do all these things. And then your body starts to break down muscle and hold on to fat. That is the opposite of what we want. This is why I always encourage moms to focus on what you can add versus what to restrict when it comes to eating. Let's add more protein. Let's just slightly increase that protein size a little bit. Let's add in more nutrient-dense carbohydrates. Let's add in some more plant foods and veggies. Let's add in some more healthy fats. In week 6 of the Strong, Nourished, and Energized Mom Method program, we dive deep into fat loss without burnout and how to fuel your body enough to see the results that you want and that you need while supporting your hormones and long-term health. So that's something that we go into in way more depth in the program. But mistake number 1, I see it all the time. I've even done it myself, under eating and low energy availability. Mistake number 2, relying only on cardio. Only on cardio. Cardio is important. We need it. It supports your heart health, your endurance, and stress relief. It's so helpful. Like going on a run, oh my gosh, the best thing ever. But cardio alone isn't the magic fat loss formula. And I even see this with women in their 50s who are going through perimenopause and they're like, oh my gosh, why have I all of a sudden just gained all of this weight? I just got to do all the cardio in the world. I even see it with women in their 60s plus. So it's all throughout the life cycle, especially after having kids, we run to cardio. And it isn't this magic bullet, this magic fat loss formula. Okay, let's just hop on the elliptical, the Stairmaster, and stay on there for hours. You can spend hours on the elliptical. You can. But if you're not challenging your muscles, you're missing the real driver of fat loss, strength training, resistance training. We need to lift some heavy shit. We have to put away those 5-pound pink dumbbells. We love them, but we got to put them away. And we got to reach for the heavier stuff, because let me tell you, the stuff that you are lifting in your everyday life is a hell of a lot heavier than those 5-pound dumbbells. Okay. Now, certain exercises, especially when warming up, you may need to use the 5-10-pound dumbbells, and that's okay. But I don't want you to think you can be doing squats with 5 pounds. We got to stop that, because your large muscle groups, your quads, your glutes, your hamstrings, and then of course your core and your pelvic floor, they need that heavier weight because you're lifting way more in your real life. Your groceries way more than those small weights. So instead, focus on progressive overload, lifting weights that challenge you. You should have a workout program, a resistance training program that has progressive overload. So you should see, in the future weeks, some of the same movements, but there's some sort of challenge added. It's heavier weight. It's either less reps, more weight. Maybe it's less rest in between exercises and supersets. That's what you want. You want something that's going to challenge you, not something that's going to beat you to the ground, but something that's actually going to challenge you. It's okay to be uncomfortable. I tell this all the time to my clients and when I'm teaching group fitness, we have to become comfortable with getting uncomfortable. And you can integrate cardio into this resistance work. Okay, so this is what I created. I created a 6-week strength program for moms because I was getting asked a lot, okay, can I have a program? Can I have a strength program? What can we do? And then I also wanted something to follow too. So I created a 6-week progressive overload program for moms and myself to be able to follow. And then you can take pictures, you can track your weight, you can track your reps, and it's progressive overload. And it gets a little bit harder towards the end of the program. So you're going to see functional movements like different types of squats, lunges, push-ups, or different types of pulls, carries. That's so important. And not only does it burn a lot of calories, it builds muscle. And when you're integrating heavier weights and then moving all throughout the workout, even if it's only 30 minutes, it's actually going to rev up metabolism and it's going to increase heart rate and it's going to feel like a cardio workout. So we have to make sure that we are not only relying on cardio and we are integrating strength training and resistance training. If you want access to the 6-week progressive overload program, it's in an app. It's so awesome. Again, you can track everything. Go to the link in the show notes or go to wellnessbyval.com/strength and you are going to be able to sign up for that. Okay. Super great program. I can't wait to see you in there. Mistake number 3 is ignoring sleep and stress. Okay, so we're going to bring in this cortisol connection. Let's talk about stress because cortisol is real and we love her. We love cortisol. She gets us out of bed. She helps us do different things, but we can't have high cortisol all day long. Now, after having a baby, you're already in the season of interrupted sleep. So my daughter is 2 and we still have interrupted sleep, high stress, especially in the evenings, right? You're trying to cook dinner, you have your kids, you're trying to clean up, you're trying to prepare for the next day. Like it's a shit show, right? And this is where cortisol comes into play. Cortisol is your main stress hormone. And in small doses and at certain points of the day, cortisol is going to help you get through the busyness of the day. But when it is constantly elevated, and again, we don't need to do a test to do this. I can tell you, if you're talking to me and you're telling me about what's going on in your everyday life, I can probably tell you like, hey, cortisol is an issue here. If cortisol is constantly elevated because you're not sleeping, you're not making enough time for sleep, you're stressed out of your mind, you're not adding in breaks, you're working 10 hours, 4 tens, and you're just going nonstop all day long and just stressed out of your mind and you're over exercising, it's going to work against your health and it's definitely going to work against fat loss. You're not going to lose fat. You're going to hold on to it, okay? Especially in the abdominal cavity or in the abdominal area, okay? Cortisol, when chronically elevated, it's going to have an increase in visceral adiposity, which is visceral fat. It's the fat that hangs around the organs and it's highly active, highly metabolically active. It's highly inflammatory. We don't want that. No, thanks. So high cortisol is also going to increase cravings. It's going to make your body store fat, especially around the belly, that visceral fat, and it's going to slow recovery. And if you are not prioritizing sleep and stress management, no amount of clean eating or workouts will give you the results you are hoping for. It ain't going to happen. So again, the 3 mistakes that I commonly see with moms: number 1, under eating and low energy availability. Number 2, relying only on cardio. And number 3, ignoring sleep and stress. So let's actually discuss what you can do instead. Okay, we know the top 3 mistakes. What can I do instead, Val? We need to fuel our bodies, not deprive them. So start your day with a high protein breakfast. Maybe you prep it ahead of time because I found that the mornings when I get home from the gym, I'll have a protein shake, but if I don't have something easy and prepped to grab and eat, I'm probably not going to eat. And that's not good either because then I'm probably going to overeat later or I'm going to be in this under low energy availability state where I'm under eating. So something like a few eggs, some sauteed veggies, maybe you made egg bites, a slice of sourdough with guac on it instead of skipping breakfast. Maybe for snack, you have Greek yogurt with lots of berries and you have ground flaxseed instead of like a high sugar granola bar. This is going to help keep blood sugar stable. It's going to support your energy and it's going to tell your body it's safe. Hey, I'm safe. I'm good. Thank you for fueling me after the workout and I am ready to burn fat instead of storing it. And inside the Strong, Nourished, and Energized Mom Method program, I show moms how to create balanced meals without tracking or obsessing. Now, we can definitely track to see what your baseline is, but I want you to be able to get to a place where you don't have to rely on those tracking tools and you can actually trust your body and what you're doing. So that's what we go into in more in depth in the program. Now, something else you can do, lift weights and focus on functional movements. Functional movements, what does that mean? That means movements that you're doing in your everyday life, okay? Not something that, some crazy movement that you see on Instagram that you're never gonna do, like some weird Bosu ball movement. Like I see some weird things on Instagram. I'm like, oh my gosh, that person looks pretty strong and fit, but like, when am I ever gonna do that? About 2 to 3 short strength sessions a week, it's going to make a huge difference. So in that strength program that I just created in September, and I am telling all the moms about, it's 3 workouts a week in 30 to 45 minutes or less. That's short. You don't have to go to the gym, spend an hour there, 90 minutes. They're short. Now, the functional movements I talk about and that I integrated in the strength program is squats, deadlifts, push presses, rows, functional movements that mimic mom life and help build strength that you're going to feel in your daily life. You've probably seen those funny reels where moms are like training for motherhood or training to be a mom, and they're like pretending to like reach back in their car to hand their kid a snack or something. Those are hilarious. That's exactly what we're doing, okay? I'm not going to have crazy movements like that in the program, but it's going to be functional movements that you're going to be able to feel strong in your everyday life. Now, in my signature program, which is the 8-week group coaching program, we actually dive in deeper with the functional movements and foundations with the core and the pelvic floor and breathing, so that when you do go to the strength program, you already know how to safely lift those movements, and then you're integrating your core and your pelvic floor into that. So those are 2 separate things. The group coaching program is 8 weeks. You get 12 weeks access to all of that content. And then the 6-week strength program is just that. It's 19 workouts over the course of 6 weeks. Now, supporting sleep, how can we do that? Create a simple pre-bed routine. Maybe it's 5 minutes. Maybe it's only 5 minutes. If you have more time, great. Breathing, stretching, journaling, read the book. Let's finish the book that we started 2 years ago, and let's read a few pages of it. That is going to help bring you into this calming, parasympathetic state, relaxed state for it to be easier for you to go to bed. I also want you to be able to celebrate the win. So even if your toddler wakes you, falling back asleep quickly, that is progress. If you're not like laying there ruminating and just thinking about all the things that you have to do the next day and you're falling asleep faster, that is progress. And again, this is something that I teach moms about with their circadian rhythm and stopping that tired feeling where you're tired, you're exhausted, but you're also wired cycle. And then we also need to manage stress. Take a 10-minute walk outside. It doesn't have to be this power walk, and it doesn't even have to be about getting your steps in. It's just about getting some sunlight, getting that outdoor exposure, and being around nature, and just taking a light little stroll to relax. Maybe you just sit outside in the sun. Maybe you're journaling, or you do a few rounds of diaphragmatic belly breathing where you're decreasing your heart rate, you're decreasing your blood pressure. That's going to make a big difference with stress. So if you already know, man, in the afternoon when I leave work, stress goes up, then we need to support that earlier in the day. These practices are going to help lower cortisol, and it's going to help keep your body safe so that it can finally let go of fat. Now, the last one, give yourself time. Give yourself time, mama. Don't think that you can do this in 2 weeks or a month or even 2 months. Give yourself at least 6 to 12 months, okay? Fat loss after having a baby, it takes longer than most people expect. So if we can give ourselves 6 to 12 months minimum of consistent effort before expecting these big shifts, that's going to be amazing. And I want you to also remember that progress isn't just the scale. So go back and listen to that episode 67 if you haven't, because that is where we talk about tracking progress beyond the scale. If you are not losing weight postpartum, it doesn't mean you're failing. It means that your body needs support and it doesn't need restriction. So this week, I have a challenge for you. I want you to add 1 protein-rich snack to your day. Maybe it's Greek yogurt with berries. Maybe it's a little smoothie or a quick shake. Maybe it's avocado toast with eggs. And I want you to notice how your energy and your cravings shift, and even notice how it changes day after day when you're making sure that you're fueling yourself. Maybe you have to make sure that you have something prepped ahead of time. This is what I've had to do because otherwise I get so busy and then I don't eat and then I'm starving. Quick recap, postpartum weight loss is influenced by hormones, stress, sleep, recovery, not just your calories, okay? Yes, calories in, calories out, that matters, but there's way more that goes into it. Common mistakes, underfueling, cardio-only workouts, and ignoring sleep and stress. What is going to work? Fueling your body, building strength, prioritizing recovery, managing your stress. Stress is going to happen. We're moms. It's going to happen. But let's manage it and let's give ourselves some time and some grace. These small changes and slow changes, they still matter. They add up. So we gotta trust the process. If you're ready to stop spinning your wheels and finally see progress after having your baby, this is exactly what I help moms do inside the Strong, Nourished, and Energized Mom Method. In 8 weeks, you're going to rebuild your core and pelvic floor, fuel your body for steady energy, and create habits that actually last without extremes or deprivation. Enrollment is now open. The link is in the show notes, or go to wellnessbyval.com/program. And then again, the strength program, wellnessbyval.com/strength, if you want to just jump into a workout. It's 6 weeks. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget, stay strong, stay nourished, and I will see you next week. Hey mama, I hope you loved today's episode. If you got something out of it or simply enjoyed listening, would you please take 30 seconds to share it with another mom who could use the support? And if you haven't yet, I would be so grateful if you could leave a quick review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you tune in. It truly means the world to me, and it helps the show reach more amazing moms like you. All right, time to go chase my toddler around. Stay strong and nourished, and I'll be back on Monday with another episode. Talk soon.